Prospective audience, welcome back to Prototype. I don't know what's gonna happen in this episode, but I'm hoping not much, because I really want to talk about Batman. Because the game came out 2015, it was fucking unplayable, because, I don't know, because they wrote it wrong, and only now I managed to play it and finish it, and I'm talking about our Batman Arkham Knight. And I always mistake the night for the city. So, if I ever say city, I mean night. The last one. So, the gig is... Well, I didn't quite like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they optimized all their shit already when it comes to how broken the game is. Because, you know, I was able to play it and... I can't really say how much stronger my PC is compared to the 2015 gear, but I would date my components on 2017, maybe 18. So I don't know how much progress I might have had compared to the hardware it was ought to run 5-6 years ago. Compared to today's date.
Thought it was time we talked.
And now we know.
You don't want to do that.
I've done your job for you. I've broken the back of the infection.
In a few hours, this whole place will be glass.
Even Randall's not crazy enough to nuke Manhattan.
You're wrong. He was at Hope in '69. He'll do anything to stop the infection. If you help me stop him, you get your secret.
There's no way to get to that ship without being blown out of the sky.
I have a way. Randall wants a colonel named Taggart. He sent me to find him. He's our key onto the Reagan. Taggart's massing a large force of helicopters at these locations. If we don't move now, he'll muscle his way out of Manhattan in a fleet of helicopters, and Randall might not be able to stop him. Mercer, take out the helicopters. I'll try and pin down Taggart's location, and don't let any of them get out of the city. Taggart could be on any one of them.
Why does it seem like I'm getting the short end of this deal?
Yeah, have we gone over...
The helicopters, he can get out anytime he wants. I can fix that.
Have we gone over what's the motivation of the captain or whoever, what was his name? Why is he helping us? I'm not sure. But we'll take it, I guess. We're getting what we want. As long as we're not getting the short end of the deal. After all, we'll be content in getting our thing. At some point I gotta talk about being used and sense of justice. But I don't know when would be the appropriate time. So anyway, Batman, right? And his... Well, first... Oh.
Taggart's aircraft are somewhere near here.
Right, so we're looking for helicopters, and we're supposed to destroy them. This time I'm reading the fucking whatever it is. Oh, there it is. There's one. Oh, but there's also an anti-air. Oh, and people as well. And they're gonna missile me. So I don't know. Walk up to them, and before they know what hit them. Well, they already know what hit them. So, well, shit. This one's dead, that's good. No, I don't know what I got. I didn't really grab anything. So, oh, thanks. That helps. Can I destroy the turret? Looks like I'm hitting it, but oh yeah, it looks like it blown up. Yeah. So might as well just hijack this one, and that will ruin the guy's day. So Batman, first thing in Arkham Knight is that you get a Batmobile. And I continuously call it Batmobile because the spelling is no different. So we've got Batmobile to play with. You can crash into or run over people on the streets, but before you do, there is a... what is it? Some sort of stun energy field taser installed on it, so they get stunned before they get killed by being run over. So because Batman doesn't kill, and we needed some sort of justification for How would that be possible in this in when you've got a car equipped with 2 live weapons, and I need a snack very badly? Did that dude have missile launcher? Yep, looks like he did. Eat him, eat him, eat him, eat him. Was that good enough? No, I don't. It doesn't look like it was good enough. Keep snacking. Be fat. Well, shit. Well, run away now. Again, hit and run tactics, because the game is good. So what else is up with Batman? The RPG, of course. So there's a little bit of role playing in the game, and you start the game by ooh, that was close. By this little scene where you don't play as Batman or as Bruce Wayne. Okay, you don't grab it after all, so that's fine. Yeah, so you play as as not Batman or Bruce Wayne. You play as Officer whoever. But what the joke was? What was the joke? Well, anyway, a policeman. You start in first person as a policeman, and you're in a diner, trying to have a dinner or whatever, or a coffee, and they come over and tell you, hey, there's this guy sitting over there. What's happened? What has happened? Oh, I was just too slow, I guess. Cool, great. Can I just hit the helicopters faster instead of hijacking them? Will that destroy them faster? Let's see. So, you start as a cop, and what you do is someone tells you, hey, there's this suspicious dude over there. Can you handle it? And you walk over, and it turns out it's the Arkham Knight wearing only one of his 2 helmets. So there's that, and he releases the fear toxin from Scarecrow, and that poisons everything in a diner, so everyone's going mad. And you get a first choice there, actually, first role-playing choice. You're playing as the policeman, and you've got, really, again, as usual, you've got what is it? Ludonarrative dissonance. So what I mean is, you're the cop. You don't know who this dude is. What are his motivations and history and mind states and shit like that. So you don't know how he would act. It's not like you get to identify with him because he's a named character. You're mostly him, not yourself. So there are sort of limits on what you'd be able to do, one way or another. And so you get, of course, poisoned with the fear toxin. And everyone in the diner starts looking like fucking zombie monsters, or just monsters. So you pull out your gun, and now what do? Do you shoot the monsters because you see monsters and you want to play the game, I guess? Or do you not shoot them because you, as a player, know that the Scarecrow toxin makes you look at things and they're not nice to look at? Shit. Grab the helicopter, fuck. We're running out of time and distance as well. Grab it. Don't run out of fucking range all the way over here. Or, I mean, like I said before, I can't really gain height too easily. Unless I charge up a jump. That should persist. There we should go. And I'm not gliding fast enough. And even with dashes, well, they knock me off the sky again. And I'm fucking almost dead, that's great. So what do you do? Do you shoot the monsters, or do you know as a player? Well, fuck me then. Do you know as a player that those are actually people affected by Scarecrow's toxin as well? That's why they're violent, because they're fighting for their life, thinking that they're being attacked by monsters. So you've got a choice here, but you know it's not a choice based on what a player knows, what the character knows. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with what I said. and that's not how it should be, right? Even though, like, again, I don't know. I don't think they could have. They could have presented it any other way, considering how, you know, you're either playing a series where you know what a fear toxin of Scarecrow's fear toxin is, you know what all this shit is, or I don't know, you're coming to the game fresh and new for some reason, fourth game in a series, because someone told you this one is the good one, just like with The Witcher, I guess. So we get jumping to do little froggy here, mutated little fucking turn the freaking frogs gay, super mutant here. So yeah, not really sure what you would do about that. Missiles, guided missiles probably guided missiles.
Nothing left.
That'll be great. That would be easy. All you needed to do is grab a fucking helicopter. Oh, there's more helicopters. That's the solution. Great, good. And there's such a great fucking escort that he's got here. Shit. That's the defensive forces. There's the helicopter that I should destroy. Fuck. I probably can run fast enough to catch up with him, and if I'll charge the jump, I should be able to catch up. But if I'll keep jumping over cars, that will surely slow me down. And now I don't have a helicopter to use to grab this one, but this time I was able to, you know, grab the helicopter. Didn't run out of range this time. Good. Yeah. So as a player, you know that they're innocent civilians instead of monsters, so you're not gonna go after them, or you might not go after them. And you know, this is a narrative choice. You can either, you know, indulge yourself in video game mechanics by actually trying to kill them, really, or withhold that attack, I guess, or something. Oh, I ran out of... no, I'm just overheating the gun. So here's the problem. You're not sure, right? So of course the issue is they're not monsters, but they are actually attacking you. So what I'm trying to say is if you're hallucinating, you never know what's real or not, but you have to assume that the reality you experience is real. Otherwise you cannot do anything. You're absolutely paralyzed. Like, if you see monsters around you and you know they're civilians, what do? Do you shoot them to save your life? Because if you won't, they'll kill you. They don't have that restraint clearly, as they're already attacking you. So if you sit down and do nothing, they'll murder you. But if you decide to defend yourself, you murder innocent civilians technically, essentially. So you shouldn't be doing that. And fortunately, whatever you do, your character, the policeman survives. The fear toxin lifts off, or you know, it's metabolized and you're no longer under the effect. The policeman spends a lot of time of the game. It's like, you know, it has like flags for key stages of the game, so they denote the progression of time during the story. So throughout a lot of the story, he is pretty much locked up in a cell to, you know, get better and not hurt anyone in the process. So he's there. He ends up surviving one way or another, but depending on what your choice. Third helicopters area, good. So depending on your choice, they'll comment on how the policeman decided actually not to shoot back, or maybe did, because I actually decided not to, because I knew it's a hallucination, but that would be to my detriment, really, because I didn't know whether he would survive. I didn't know I'm hallucinating, but I wouldn't know if I would survive, so I should have really defended myself. But anyway, it turned out well, but actually not my proudest choice, really. Sometimes, you know, you give yourself that little bit of a let's see what happens, whether they think about it. I guess I went with that, because how important role-playing in Batman game would be. And it wasn't that important. And with that, especially when the episode is called role-playing in Batman's game, what am I trying to say? Hold on, I'm trying to focus on the game, and you know, I'm sort of making progress here, sort of, kind of. Target this one, and I should be able to grab onto it. Yep, made it. Oh no, I actually did not made it, but of course. Why would that happen? Will I be able to reach him? That's a no. And they're running away, all of them, really. Yeah, and the other very important choice, because they let you play different characters during the story, like you can swap the controls for well, Robin and Catwoman, not Batwoman. So that's all right. Good enough, you know, just a gameplay experience. That's fine. But at one extra mission, you're in control of a certain secondary character that's apparently trying to get nice with Batman to take over as a protector of Gotham, just in case, I don't know, Batman decides to stop, I don't know, having a successor. Alright, he trained and shit. It's Azrael. I don't know if that tells you anything, but his name is Azrael. It's not like I'm trying to avoid spoilers. So you do a bit of combat challenges, and then Bruce Wayne decides whether you're ready or not, or the whole plot in this side quest is being revealed over time, and you learn that Azrael is actually brainwashed or mind controlled. Brainwashed, probably brainwashed is good enough of a term. Brainwashed into killing, actually gaining.
Damn you for making me do this.
Yeah, Taggart. I barely remember what's going on in the game. And there's one more thing I want to show in the game, but time's slowly running short, and I don't want to jump into another mission just to, you know, add 15 minutes on top of that.
The goal of the experiment was to create a viral weapon that could be used to target specific racial types. But
That's
Hope went
racist.
wrong. A mutated virus infected all those people. Drove them mad. Their bodies crawled with hell. And at the center of it all was Elizabeth Green. Now, somehow she survived. Endured the virus, absorbed it, changed it, whatever. Her unique biology inspired this new bioweapons research program. This became Gentech. And Alex Mercer worked for them. There was one leak too many, and Randall stepped in to shut it down. No one was safe. Mercer fled the scene with a sample of the virus, took it as insurance if he needed it. Blackwatch cornered him at Penn Station. With his back to the wall, he unleashed the virus on Manhattan. What Mercer did is beyond forgiveness. But there is no Alex Mercer anymore. The virus didn't just kill him, it became him. Copied his body down to the genetic level. It became me. I am the virus. And I, in turn, released Elizabeth Green to infect the city a second time. Now she's dead. Alright, but Randall won't accept that the virus can be stopped. And with Firebreak, he'll level the city. Just like Hope. But now, Hope has one final riddle to give up. Green was pregnant when they found her in '69. Nice. What happened to that child?
Do you suppose your answer is out there on the Reagan?
All I know is I'll get my answer from Randall.
I'm quite curious myself, because with the videos I watched before starting this playthrough, it's not like they're really relevant here. There's some talk about that child, and we don't really have. They didn't really have any answers about that. So, with this mission, maybe I get my thing refreshed, my memory refreshed. And yeah, it's quite interesting that Alex, like we talked about before in Identity, how Alex, now I say, how the virus, I guess, as soon as he learns, I'm gonna go with he, as soon as he learns about how he is a virus, not Alex Mercer anymore, immediately drops the identity of Alex Mercer and talks about Alex in third person. Interesting, but sort of sudden, sort of like, what would I call it? Abrupt, that would be a good term. Yeah, good terms, my speciality. So Azrael is tasked with killing Batman, and eventually when you get to the point where you learn that he immediately shows up and I don't know, and something, right? He's ready to kill you, is what I'm trying to say. But then game gives the controls over to Azrael, meaning giving you the control of Azrael over Batman. Batman is now the NPC, the non-player character, while Azrael tasked with killing Batman is. And as we as we learn how Azrael is brainwashed to kill Batman, it's not that easy to just break your conditioning. I mean, you can, but that takes therapy. You don't just snap out of brainwashing, is what I'm trying to say. But as a player, as a ludonarrative dissonant controller of what's going on in the game, and as not Azrael, who's brainwashed, you just pretty much get to snap out of it. Batman does actually say, Azrael, you are brainwashed and you're better than this, as if that would be enough to break the conditioning. But anyway, the controls are given over to you, and you can A, kill Batman by picking up the sword and getting behind his back. You can leave the place and not kill Batman, or pick up the sword and then leave and not kill Batman. And this is the worst choice, this is the worst RP in the game. This is inconsequential and pointless and terrible, and just the combat challenges were more interesting than trying to give you the choice over the narrative here. Because, you can leave, but that's no fun. You can get your sword that you're given to Batman for safekeeping, essentially. So, you're not just leaving the place with without your gear. You drop the weapon, what are you gonna do? Not pick it back up? No. And so you can pick it up and then leave. And then you can also try to actually kill Batman. But I don't know if you know. Well, you probably don't. Doesn't matter. The point is, you don't get to kill Batman. You can swing at Batman, and Batman just wins. And then, the controls are back with Batman. If you leave, the controls are back with Batman as well. So it's not like we're changing the narrative here, changing the story here. Whatever you do, there's often a lot of talk about, often is, or maybe I just do, there is talk. Some people do talk about it, how narrative choices should have consequences, but I like to let it slide. It's not about choices having consequences. I mean, it is. It's very important, very good thing that they do. But I'm not that mad about illusion of choice, because it's in an RPG game. It's an opportunity to play a role, to have a part to play in a story. So I'm fine to pick one response over the other based on the mood, based on the delivery, rather than what would be the consequence of my action, thinking if I'll ask this question I won't be able to ask the other and the story won't progress. So it's not like you can attack Batman and have a fight and be able to win or be able to lose, or actually kill Batman and then have the game over story, because the game is about Batman, not Azrael. And what you would lose is just a loading screen to return to the checkpoint, because you're obviously supposed to leave, right? Because since you can't kill Batman, you shouldn't be given that choice. if you try to kill Batman, Batman will disarm you and put you in jail. So there the story ends. You either leave and the story of Azrael ends and you go back to Batman, or you try to kill Batman, you don't get to, you just don't get to, and we go back to Batman. But there's another situation like that. Oh yes, where again you're hallucinating because the story continues from Arkham City, where Joker infected you with his virus, and now you can turn into Joker as well. So there's quarantine for people infected with Joker blood. You're one of them, but you've got things to do as well that night. And the deal is, it finally comes out to Robin. Let's not sugarcoat or beat around the bush. To Robin that you're infected. So Robin tells you, hey, get into the cell and I'll handle the situation outside, right? You're dangerous now, you can turn into Joker, we have to quarantine you. And that's reasonable. So what I did was enter the cell. And then you hallucinate Joker showing you the story plot, and the cell opens and you can get out. But then Robin stands there again telling you, hey, get into the cell, you're infected, you should be quarantined. And I do, because that's the reasonable choice, get back in. And then you hallucinate Joker again, letting you out, saying, no, that's not what you should be doing. Which is funny. Which is funny because you're at the open cell when Robin tells you to get in. And then apparently you start hallucinating, and you hallucinate from the point of right before walking into the cell. And everything up from there is a hallucination, and it will continue to be hallucination until you decide to counter Robin and put him into the cell. So you'll hallucinate the story beat, you'll hallucinate Joker letting you out, you'll hallucinate being in the cell. Kinda weird. And the point is, you're supposed to disarm Robin so you can go out and continue fighting crime. And again, it's not a choice. It's not like you can fail, it's not like you can get a game over because it's a bad choice. And, you know, some say the game over is a failure of game design, but, you know, it's again a loading screen away from the checkpoint. So all you lose is like 30 seconds of loading, maybe 45, and you know that this is a wrong choice, and you can make the choice again to continue the game. I mean, again, if you die during the game, you just load the game and you continue playing. It's not like it's game over. If you were able to save before the game manually, before getting into the cell manually, you would. And if the game resulted in game over, you could just load up the save. So it's not that fucking, you know, bad to have you fail. So yeah, you have to disarm Robin, and you have to keep being presented with that chance and the same hallucination until you do. And that's again a horrible option to roleplay, and horrible illusion of choice, because it's just worse than everything. I can't quite find the words for it, but I guess I just wanted to complain how terribly it's presented and how shitty it plays. So anyway, I'm gonna end this episode for now, since we spent this time on the Web of Intrigue screen, by talking about Web of Intrigue just a little bit. So there's Web of Intrigue at 97% completion. So I found 97% of NPCs with the icon of Web of Intrigue to unlock little videos that, you know, let you know more about the lore and the story of the game. And here's the whole web. And as you can see, there's 3 blue dots. And I just so happen to be missing 3% of Web of Intrigue. So, you know, if we just so happen to be able to find those 3 missing, cool. I'll have 100% of the game. But so far we haven't. However, the Web of Intrigue is divided on to 9 sequences, and the sequences have different number of memories in them. Some have 23, 24, 15, 10, 2. But it's all shit. I mean, the story is fine. Well, as much as story as there is. The snippets are fine. Presentations maybe. But look at how this looks like. We're at sequence 1 right now with 8 memories. And there is this minimap showing you where in the Web of Intrigue you are. And now, would you like to navigate the Web of Intrigue? can we go straight to here? No, we can click the wire and then go over the node and then go over to the next one. And now we're already in sequence 2. We went through 3 nodes because we just decided to go left, and we're in sequence 2. This is awful shit to browse. If you decided to watch any video at any time out of order, and one way or another, in the end you'll end up with videos out of the order. But
I don't need to remind you how close we came.
if you want to just browse one sequence and browse memories in sequences in order, it's pretty much impossible. You have to go one by one, guessworking which node would be where. And I could technically record all this for posterity and put it up on my channel for someone to view, because I'd have the 100% unless someone already have done it, but maybe not in a glorious HD like I do. But it's just fucking awful to navigate. You've got those nodes, and if I wanted to go to this one, we started from down here, right? Click the strain, I guess, as opposed to the node, and here we go up, and there is nowhere to go to the right, so we're going up or down. I don't know. Let's go up. We go up to the node, and hey, it just veers to the left, and we can't really go right over to the another node. So we're here, and this one is undiscovered. So that's not how we got to over there to that shit. And even though we're now browsing sequence 1, eventually we're gonna get to the sequence 2 or 11. And here we go, sequence 2. How far can we go? Sequence 2, there we go. And it was just a node next to you on the screen. And, you know, I don't know what sequence that is in. So anyway, right, this is the network. If it was like in layers, where you could pick one here and kind of see which way you would need to take, this animation might be fancy, but it's pretty shit to actually navigate the story contained in here. So I wanted to bring your attention to this. I might record it if enough people want me to. I will. And this screen is shittily designed, and browsing it is shittily designed. Batman has some shitty fucking RPG elements put in there. I don't know why. And that's it for today. Thanks for sticking by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Batman while looking at viral cells, I guess. In the meantime, interact with this video, maybe subscribe, and tick the notification so you know that I'm uploading something. And see you next time when I play something else for you for free.
Running out